So today, the United States launched a trade war against Canada.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau responds to U.S. tariffs, declares trade war against Canada. In a bold and resolute statement, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has responded to the United States' recent imposition of 25% tariffs on Canadian goods, declaring it an unjust act against their closest ally. Trudeau did not hold back in his criticism, calling the move a direct attack on Canada's economy and a betrayal of long-standing bilateral relations. He emphasized that Canada would not stand idly by while being unfairly targeted and pledged strong retaliatory measures to protect Canadian workers and businesses. Contradictions in U.S. foreign policy. Trudeau also pointed out what he described as a glaring contradiction in U.S. foreign policy. He criticized the American government for attempting to strengthen ties with Russia, while simultaneously imposing harsh economic penalties on Canada, a trusted ally and economic partner for centuries. It is absurd that while Washington is seeking warmer relations with a nation that has historically challenged Western alliances, they are punishing Canada, a country that has stood beside them through thick and thin, Trudeau stated. His remarks highlight the deep frustration within the Canadian government regarding the unpredictable nature of U.S. trade policies under the current administration. Many Canadian officials view the tariffs as a betrayal of the trust and mutual respect that have long characterized U.S.-Canada relations. Canada's retaliatory tariffs, a firm response. In response to the American tariffs, Trudeau announced that Canada would implement its own 25% tariffs on a massive $155 billion worth of American goods. The first wave of these tariffs, totaling $30 billion, will take effect immediately, targeting key industries and exports from the U.S. Canadians are fair and reasonable people, but we will not back down when our country's economic security is at risk, Trudeau affirmed. Our response will be firm, measured, and in full defense of Canadian workers. The retaliatory tariffs are expected to impact American agriculture, manufacturing, and consumer goods, further intensifying the economic standoff between the two nations. Economic analysts suggest that this move will significantly affect American businesses that rely on Canadian trade, potentially leading to job losses and supply chain disruptions in the U.S. Support for Canadian workers and businesses. Trudeau reassured Canadian workers, manufacturers, and exporters that the government would stand by them during this challenging time. He announced that the Canadian government would introduce financial relief programs to support industries most affected by the tariffs. We are committed to ensuring that Canadian businesses do not bear the brunt of these reckless U.S. policies, he said. We will provide support, resources, and strategies to keep our economy strong and resilient. Economic experts believe that these measures, combined with Canada's diversified trade partnerships with Europe, Asia, and Latin America, will help mitigate the damage caused by the U.S. tariffs. A call for unity and strength. Trudeau's speech was not just about policy, it was a rallying call for national unity. He urged Canadians to stand together in the face of economic aggression and to continue supporting local businesses and industries. We have faced challenges before, and we have always come out stronger, Trudeau declared. This is no different. Canada will not be intimidated, and we will always defend our economic interests. International reactions and the path forward. Trudeau's strong stance has garnered international attention, with many world leaders expressing concern over the escalating trade dispute. Some have called for diplomatic intervention to prevent further economic fallout, while others have voiced support for Canada's right to defend itself against unfair trade practices. As the situation unfolds, negotiations between Canada and the U.S. remain uncertain. However, one thing is clear: Canada will not back down, and Trudeau has made it clear that the country will fight for its economic sovereignty. Conclusion. The trade war between Canada and the United States marks a significant shift in North American economic relations. While the U.S. tariffs threaten to disrupt trade, Canada's firm and immediate response signals its commitment to protecting its workers, industries, and economic stability. Trudeau's declaration that Canada will not be bullied by its closest ally sends a strong message, not just to the U.S., but to the global community. As both nations brace for the economic consequences of these tariffs, the world watches to see whether diplomacy will prevail or if this trade conflict will escalate further.